Ladies and gentlemen, Pixelbit G is back to talk some more of that Halo stuff. So I have been combing through the Halo video, the campaign that was dropped the other day, just looking for tidbits. I mean, I am enamored with what I saw. Right, I'm a big Halo fan, and I am looking forward to this campaign like no one else. So I figured, instead of just thinking about it, let me come up in here and let me drop a little something. All right. So first, I want to just talk about vehicle drops in Halo, because a lot of people seem to feel a way about the way vehicles drop, and understandably, some people would like a more um, polished look to drops, which I totally understand. But when I saw that drop in the demo, what I saw was a Halo AF drop. Case in point, this is Halo 3. This is a Pelican dropping off a Warthog. Here we go. Oh my gosh, the sweetness of the bounce. Let's look at the bounce again. So, I am pretty sure that what we saw there was intentional. Right? It doesn't seem like that was a mistake. Like they've said, they are channeling the roots of past Halos, right? So CE, and in this case, 3, right? That is something that you would see in 3, right? That's similar kind of bounce, where they don't drop the equipment to the ground lightly, right? They let it hit. So while it does look strange, it is a very Halo drop. All right, so on to the more important things, the things that I really wanted to talk about. So let's take a look at this image. No, not this one. This one. All right, so this image appears 2 minutes and 35 seconds into the demo, right? The campaign overview. So looking at this image, initially I just saw it and I just kind of looked at. I was so caught up with the way that the light is working here, right? That's that nice sunset with the orange and yellow coming through the mountains and everything, right? So I didn't really pay attention to what was going on at the ground. But watching it again, you see the phantom flying above. I think there's a phantom. I don't recall. Oh, it's a banshee. Sorry, see the banshee flying above it. But then you see there's a lot of activity on the ground here, right? So I did what people love to do, and I enabled my zoom in game. And while I'm zooming in, I'm realizing there's an entire battle going on at the bottom of the screen here. And not just any battle. I mean, this is a pretty large scale battle. So I got to the counting, right? I started color coding things because I just want to get a grasp of how big this fight is, right? So this image, which I kind of showed you, not that one. Oh my God, I'm terrible with this today. This one, right, shows you the actual number of units that are involved in this conflict. All right, let me put it to the top so you can also see the Banshee, right? So down here we have 31 units in this one screenshot, right? In this openish, I still think it's going to be a hubbed world, but let's say open hubbed world Halo. Um, the interesting thing here is that in multiplayer, Halo is Infinite is being capped. I think it's 12 versus 12 is the maximum, and I gotta verify that, but I think that is what it is. And here, though, I am counting 31 units, 21 UNSC. I'm sorry, 21 Banished forces, and 10 UNSC forces. So there's like a whole story going down here, I think, right? You got 4 grunts, got 8 brutes, 6 jackals, 2 sniper jackals. I think these highlighted areas here, the red highlighted areas are sniper rifles. right? So jackals with sniper rifles, and then one banshee flying above. So I'm not sure if that's you or not, but right. But 21 units, right? Sorry, 31 units, maybe 32 counting you. So that's a lot of AI to be involved in a fight, right? In one scene, right? So I'm thinking, is this a scenario where you're going to be running across the Halo ring and you'll just run into these skirmishes, right? Because this does not appear to be a mission because you don't see like there's like a capture coil that was being used in the campaign uh, demonstration where like 4 Marines were captured to that coil. But interestingly, they didn't have their armor, right? So they didn't have armor and they didn't have weapons. In this case, you got 10 Marines on the ground who have weapons, and they're fighting. I mean, I'm not sure what they're fighting over here. Maybe these 2 rings are of some importance here, but they're fighting it out with this very, with half the strength of the banished forces. And actually, we know it's more than half, right? Because a human soldier is basically physically the equivalent of a grunt, and maybe not even as strong as a grunt, right? But then you have brutes and jackals here as well, right? So I mean, this is they are outgunned and outmatched in this fight. But I mean, it's just awesome seeing that they're like engaging out in the field like this. So if they're gonna have scenarios in this game where you're like just interacting and heading towards a mission or whatever, and you're running into like skirmishes like this, that's gonna be awesome. But even if these are just scenarios where it's like, oh, they're calling for help and you need to come in and clean up, that's still going to be pretty dope, right? Because like I said, these are pretty large scale battles. So it's also very cool that they're keeping to, what we saw in some other Halos, where you're still getting these big scale battles, even though it's an open world game, right? Because a lot of times, some of these open world games won't have as many units fighting at a time, right? You may get 10, maybe 20, right? But like to see 30 plus a vehicle, that's pretty crazy. And now I'm wondering, like, how big can these scenarios be, right? Is a Halo Infinite going to give us like these big war um, scenarios that we always wanted? So I'm hoping that that is the case, but I think it's pretty interesting. So other folks, chime in, let me know what you think, and maybe I'll make some other videos on this or other games. So that's it. So PBG, Pixel Bit, out.